Yo, what's up, lads and ladies? Just a quick little video here about an upcoming system called the Legion Artifact. It's called Union Artifact in Korea. But I've spoken about this a couple times on stream, and a lot of people didn't know about the existence of like what I'm about to talk about. So I just thought I'd share it with the class, I guess. But yeah, we spoke about it a couple times on stream. So people that have seen this, and I've already linked this to, like, you can skip this if you want. But for the people that aren't aware, there's a very, very helpful sheet and explanation of the upcoming system, how to do it, how to use it, and what to do. So we're going to go through it. I'm going to link this in the comments below, so you can use it yourself. Just save a copy in your Google Sheets, and then you can fill out all the boxes, edit the cells, do whatever you want. But it is this. Sorry for the flashbang. I wasn't grinding at the same time. So this is a breakdown of the Legion Artifact system. This is translated and summarized by Jay Shi, so credits to them. And then there is credit to the original invent sheet as well. But this is basically an explanation of the system, how it works, and what to do with it. TLDR, if you don't want to read all of this, this is a second page on your Legion grid. So in-game, when you open your Legion grid, there's going to be a second tab on the left side that you click to swap to your crystals, just to like see what you have on. But this is very important because there's like a lot of stats here. Now, in Korea, when this happened, there was also a heroic or reboot final damage reduction in tandem with the damage that we obtained from this. I'm expecting us to also get this FD reduction in tandem with the power we gain from this. But who knows? Like, it's localization 3.0, bro. We can cope up. Like, maybe Inkwell's not going to do the nerf, but be realistic. But yeah, so the stats that come from this, the way it works is you have a level and a bunch of missions, daily quests, like weekly quests, bossing quests, special quests. That will give you EXP to level up your artifact level. Every time you level up, you'll unlock a certain amount of crystals based on what level you are. And these crystals have stats attached to them. So at level 1 to 9, you start with the free crystals. So the orange mushroom, the slime, and the horny mushroom, and then so on and so forth, right? All the way up to 9 crystals at level 60. You might be like, why do the crystals matter? Well, the crystals, you assign stats to on the crystal. And you need 2 crystals with 3 stats each. So for example here, you see this crystal has 3 stats attached to it. Each crystal can max these stats up to level 5, and they max at level 10. So you need 2 crystals with the same stats to max that stat. Now, why does that matter? So the stats that we can obtain from this are all stat, HP, attack power, damage, boss damage, IED, buff duration, summon duration, cooldown skip, drop rate, meso rate, crit damage, EXP, stat resist, and final attack. So these are some super crazy stats. It's basically all of the stats from Monster Life for you reg server players, like me included. It's basically all of those stats, but put into a new system, and much easier to upkeep. I've seen a lot of people be like, oh, the crystals expire, and you have to, like, refresh the crystal. It's literally a non-issue, because if you play the game, you're going to have more than enough currency to just revive the crystal. And it literally does not matter. The expiring crystal thing is just like a null and void. It's just so you constantly interact with the system and constantly use your points. But yeah, that's basically it. So for example, we have 3 slots here, right? The top 2, so your orange mushroom and your slime. What I plan to do is, like, for example, you would do like crit damage, boss damage, and like IED, right? And then you've got like a big source of power straight away. You get 2 crystals with that, and then those stats are maxed. And then the next one you would be like summon duration, cooldown skip, and then like item drop, right? You just basically pick whatever you need from this list. You're like, yeah, I want this stat, I want to max this. One of the main things that I'm going to do, for example, is get this crit hit, like crit rate, right? 20%. Because my Dawn Warrior uses a crit rate inner ability currently, 20%. So with the artifact system, I can remove this crit line completely, and just get the crit rate from here instead, reroll my inner ability to buff duration, plus the buff duration from artifact as well. That's like plus 58% buff duration, right? So 5.8 seconds on AB link. Which is massively impactful. But yeah, there's little bits and bobs like that you can do. But yeah, that's what the system is, and like a little TLDR on like how it works. If you want to read more in depth on this little bit here, it's the first page of the document that I'm going to link. And the second bit we're going to talk about is the missions. Now, you're going to look at this and be like, oh my goodness, this is a lot of missions. This is a lot of stuff. And it is, but all of these, like, special ones, for example, are based on, like, your account and your character and, like, your progress and your achievements, right? And all of this is retroactive. So anything that you've done in here is completed already. So, for example, all of the, like, Legion things, if you've got, like, 9k Legion, POG, all of the story area quest lines, super easy if you're 285. All of the theme dungeons, all of the quests in Maple World, all of the quests in Temple of Time, Reverse Henny, all of these, like, other theme dungeons that are higher level, all of the class storylines if you've done those, Black Haven, which everyone has done if you've done the Lotus pre-quest, Heroes of Maple, Friends Story, Grand Athenium, and then all of these are first clear on certain boss difficulties for the first time, right? And there's a ton of these. So this is a crazy amount of EXP, right? Crazy amount. And you can just go through this one by one and tick up and add up every single one that you have. Max Symbols, Liberate, get Oz floor 50, which most people will have. Dojo up to, like, floor 70, most people will have. And then a bunch of, like, titles and medals and chairs and things, right? And then Monster Collection and stuff like that. So there's a ton of stuff you can do. And this is the main reason I'm making this video. Because all of these special missions, you can pre-complete before the system comes out. And this is a like an astronomical amount of EXP, right? Absolutely ridiculous. And you might be like, why does this matter? It's because the new system, when we get it, we're going to start at level 1, at level 0, right? And you have to level this up. And if we get the final damage loss, which, again, most likely we will, in my opinion, if we get that, then the easiest way to make up that power that we lose as quick as possible is by having these missions done, because then your system will be a higher level instantly. And on this third page, you can see how much EXP is required per level, totaling at level 60, which is the max level, 233,000. Now, I believe if you complete all of these missions, you're going to have at least, like, level 30 on day 1. Now, keep in mind, you will still have to do weekly missions and, like, bossing missions as well on top. So if you do not want to go through this special list at all, you will max the system eventually, because we're all still going to be doing these basic missions to get the currency to use the system, and these also give EXP on top, and all of our weekly bossing, right? Because everyone just does weekly bossing, yeah? So you will max the system, even if you don't do any of the special missions. But this is just for the people that want to prepare early, compensate for potentially losing the final damage, and make up the stats that are important to you as fast as possible. So, for example, classes that can make massive benefit of buff duration, it would be very nice to get that earlier rather than later, right? And this sheet just helps you prepare for that. You can calculate and formulate how many missions you need to do, how many missions you have done, add up all the values, and then see what level you will be on release. So yeah, I just thought I'd make a quick video on this, and just sort of show it off to people, because I've shown it to a few people, and they've been like, wow, this is really sick. So I just thought I'd share it with people on the YouTube as well. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a good afternoon/evening, and if you're watching this on release day, good luck with boss reset in about 6.5 hours. But yeah, have a good one, and peace.